Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehakol b'dvarei.
Amen.
Fine, fine, everybody. For a immediate and speedy recovery for Yeshayahu ben Chaya. Chaim.
Amen. L'chaim.
So, I can tell over a story. It was the custom since the Alter Rebbe, the founder of the Chabad movement, the author of the Tanya, that on the eve of Rosh Hashanah, the Rebbe would go to give his wife a blessing for the new year and to receive a blessing from her for the new year. And it happened in 1882, on the eve of Rosh Hashanah. The Rebbe Marash, the fourth Rebbe, Rebbe Shmuel, went to his wife. On the eve of Rosh Hashanah, he was sick, to give her a blessing and receiving a blessing from her. And he said, of his father, that Tzemach Tzedek, who had passed away 15 years earlier, or 17 years earlier, rather. And my father came to me and said that the terrible decrees, the pogroms and whatnot that Jews were suffering at the time terribly, is been annulled, and the physical, difficulties and hardships have been annulled, but spiritually. And then he said, please take care of the children. His wife, Rebbetzin Rivka, understood what that meant, and she started to cry. She knew that that meant about his life. She began to cry and says, and started to give him a blessing that he'll get over his sickness and that they will be together. Her husband, Rebbe Marash, Rebbe Shmuel, responded and said that I have taken upon myself the weight of the decree, yet we will be together, but in different worlds. I will go up 31 steps spiritually, and you will go up 31 steps physically. And my father promised that you will have long life. Two weeks later, Yud Gimel Tishrei, 2 days before Sukkot begins, the holiday, the Rebbe Marash returned his soul and passed away. The previous Rebbe, who is his grandson, who was born just less than 3 years for his passing, told our Rebbe the story, said, I never understood what the 31 steps were until she passed away. She passed away in 1914, 31 years later. Then, of course, understood it meant that she would have the long life that that his father, who was in Gan Eden or whatever, in the world of truth, and had promised. It meant that she would live many years still. That's the story. It's a very powerful story. Many, important points over here. And the fact that we know the story, it's to teach us something of importance. What is that? Of course, this is not a story that's going to happen to us because we're not righteous. We're most definitely not a Rebbe. Righteous people are in complete mastery over themselves, completely righteous people in particular, that even their dreams are significant, extremely significant. Now, I am not certain if when he said, the Rebbe Marash, that his father came to him, if it meant in a dream or when he was awake. I don't know. Could have been either one. That's the truth. But there's nothing that occurs to them that is not, divinely orchestrated. And in particularly, if they're a Rebbe, Rebbe Marash, being Rebbe means my teacher, but also means an acronym for Rosh B'nai Israel, the head of the Jewish people. And in this instance, we understand what it means, head of the Jewish people. He's saying that the seriousness of the material, physical well-being of the Jewish people, that they were enduring tremendous hardships, pogroms, and livelihood, and so many different respects. It's over, but it's over because spiritually, the Rebbe took it upon himself. That wasn't mean to take upon yourself. Well, this is what a Rebbe is. A Rebbe is a faithful shepherd of the flock, the people, and is there totally for them to such a degree that mashlich chayiv mineged, that they put their life on the balance for the sake of the people. And they have the power that they can do that. I can't do that. You can't do that because that's the head of the Jewish people who has that power that could do it. As the famous Rashi in Shezchukas, as that Rashi says, concerning Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, the first Rebbe of the Jewish people, first leader of the Jewish people, the head of the Jewish people, that Moshe is the Jewish people is Moshe. That they are sort of like equally balanced, if you will. Israel hey Moshe, Moshe Israel, to tell you that Hanasi Huakil, that the leader is everything. It's an embodiment of all of the people on a soulful level, and is everything. Meaning, in our instance over here, being the embodiment of the Jewish people, can take upon himself that which is been a decree against the Jewish people and takes it upon himself, as he did in this instance, as he told his wife, take care of the children. The physical decree is up, but the spiritual one, but she understood right away that what that meant. And that's why she started to cry, to give him a blessing, that he'll be healed and that they'll be together. As a Rebbe, as we see in this instance, it's not about his personal life. For us, we live our personal lives. And of course, that's what motivates us most strongly, which is natural. We're not righteous, and definitely not a Rebbe. A Rebbe, complete devotion, complete devotion. Time. Not only complete devotion, but has the power on high. As our sages say, the righteous decree, God fulfills it. He decreed that it should be upon him rather than upon the people. And it was fulfilled. That's the power of a Rebbe. And heaven is controlled. And God gives these righteous people, it's not just a righteous person, because a Rebbe is, infinitely greater than a righteous person. A righteous person is about their own righteousness, their own mastery of not just thought, speech, and action, garments of the soul, but of the very soul itself. They have complete mastery. The emotions of the soul, that they have nothing, a completely righteous person has nothing emotionally in their makeup that is not a godly expression, meaning they have no angst, they have no lust in their soul. I don't mean acting upon it, but they have none of that in their soul. I have no desire that's not a godly desire. They have no desire for the coffee for the sake of the coffee, for the good taste of the coffee, or whatever might be. We get the message. Only as a godly expression. A Rebbe is infinitely removed from that, greater than that, in the sense that everything about them is an expression of the people, is a consequence to the people, is a um, is a guidance, a help to the people, a chaim. And we have a Rebbe, our dear Rebbe, who continues to be our faithful shepherd, not physically in this world, but is very much with us. All right, folks.